This is ERi-TV. Dear viewers, welcome to English News Broadcast for this hour with me, reporter Bersabet Taghla. Following are the major headlines for today. Seminar on controlling prevalence of communicable diseases. Voluntary blood donation in Bantu. Putin suggests limiting uranium exports. And Nigeria floods affects 1 million people after dam collapse. On your domestic reports, a seminar focusing on controlling the prevalence of communicable diseases and the treatment of citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities was held in the Dewarwa subzone. The seminar was organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the National Association of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities of Eritrea. Mr. Assefaw Gebramikael, head of HIV/AIDS and Communicable Diseases Control at the Ministry of Health Southern Region Branch, highlighted that the prevalence of HIV/AIDS has dropped to its lowest level. He emphasized the strong efforts being made to ensure that the disease will no longer pose a public health threat by 2030. Mr. Desala Hagos, a representative from the National Association of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities, noted that with proper treatment, citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities can become self-supportive and productive members of the society. Mr. Frewengel Taglahaimanot, administrator of the Dewarwa subzone, added that the care and treatment of citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities is the responsibility of every citizen. He also expressed the subzonal administration's commitment to play its part in the effort. In the Dewarwa subzone, over 200 citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities are organized through the association. Staff members of the Western Command of the Eritrean Defense Forces, along with employees from various institutions in the Bantu subzone, voluntarily donated 145 units of blood. Mr. Gebrameskel Mbaye, chairman of the Voluntary Blood Donors Association branch in the Gashbarka region, stated that every 10 days between 70 to 80 units of blood are collected through the initiative of Defense Forces members and government employees. He noted that this reflects the growing public awareness of the importance of voluntary blood donation in saving lives. The participants expressed satisfaction in contributing to the effort to save lives through their renewable blood donations. They also called on the general public, especially the youth, to follow this noble example. Dear viewers, we'll be back shortly with your international reports and more, so please stay tuned. Welcome back. President Vladimir Putin stated on Wednesday that Russia could place restrictions on the supply of certain strategically important raw materials to the global market. He said exports of nuclear fuel, metals and minerals could all be affected. Putin said that the move would be a response to Western attempts to block Russia's access to certain foreign-made goods. While Ukraine-related sanctions limit Russia's access to foreign markets and its ability to pay for goods made abroad, Western warnings of further secondary sanctions suggest that Russia's access to dual-use goods, which have both civilian and military applications, could also be blocked. At a government meeting on Wednesday, Putin said that despite Western sanctions, Russia continues to supply some types of goods to the world market in large quantities. And in some cases, buyers are happily stockpiling Russian products. On today's final report, the collapse of a dam in northeastern Nigeria has caused severe flooding, destroying thousands of homes and worsening a dire humanitarian crisis. The flooding in Borno State has affected 1 million people, the state governor said on Wednesday, straining resources as authorities scramble to rescue residents and place them in temporary shelters. Heavy rains had caused the dam to overflow on Tuesday, decimating a state-owned zoo and washing crocodiles and snakes into flooded communities. A reporter from Maiduguri in Nigeria said a stream of people are currently making their way out of areas covered by the flood waters. He said civilians have been searching in the water with limited diving equipment to save as many people as possible. Local officials said it was the worst flooding in the state in 2 decades, but authorities have yet to announce the death toll. You're still watching us on ERi-TV. Dear viewers, and now recap of the major headlines. Seminar on controlling prevalence of communicable diseases. Voluntary blood donations in Barentu. Putin suggests limiting uranium exports. And Nigeria floods affect 1 million people after dam collapse. That was it for today, dear viewers. Thanks for watching and have a good one.